Hello guys, this is Bullcable back with another video, and this is the first episode of this brand new series where we're basically going to be breaking down some topics, and it's basically for some of the newer players on this game. If you are a more experienced player, this still might help you, so you can still listen in. So basically today's first topic is what type of basically statues are you guys going to want to have on your base. Now obviously we have green, we have red, we have blue, and we have purple. Now these represent different things. Now basically first off we're going to be really asking ourselves a few questions. These are the questions you want to ask yourself. What troops are you using on a regular basis? Are you pushing for victory points? Tied in with that, are you a heavily defensive player? How often do you boost? How active are you on the game, and how often do you upgrade your buildings? So they're the main basically questions we want to ask ourselves. First things first, we'll start with what troops are you using, and we're also assuring that you are sort of a pretty active player as well. So basically, no matter what you basically are, you really want one masterpiece in damage, one masterpiece in defense, which is this is the damage here, this is the defense here, which is health. In terms of, I mean, health statue, we want a damage statue, and we want at least a gunboat energy statue as well. All masterpieces. So that is your basic three that almost you always want. They are really key in progressing in Boom Beach. So assuming we've got them three and we want more, so we want some guardians. Now it basically depends on what troops you're using. If you're using warriors, you might want another, if you're using warriors a lot, you want another, definitely want another gunboat energy statue, and you want another damage. Now you can get another health, but damage is probably more key in terms of basically attacking with warriors. If you're using RZM a lot, you can probably scrap the Guardian Gunboat Energy statue, and you can get yourself a health one or a damage. Health and damage is really key for RZM. And before I go any further, obviously depending on what HQ level you are, you will have more or less gunboat basically statues. We'll be getting into that later. I'll be talking about that later, depending on what stage you are in the game and what kind of statues you really need. So here we go. If you are using a HZ, which is heavy Zuka, you really want a heavy health and damage. Health and damage again. If you're using tank medics, health and GBE. You want more health and GBE, because basically tanks, since they have a huge amount of health already, you can really take advantage of the health statues. That's why I've actually got one here, and that's why I've got a gunboat energy statue as well. So that makes a lot of sense. I use tank medics a lot. They definitely, if you have a damage statue, it does help a wee bit, but remember, you using medics, they do not take advantage of the health, well, basically damage statues. They take advantage of the health statues. And obviously having extra gunboat energy as well, because the tanks require gunboat energy to place on the field. You definitely need some more gunboat energy. Obviously Scorchers are the same. Scorchers will work exactly the same. Basically health and GBE. So once I've had a look at that, yeah, you can basically change your statues from that there. They were the 5 basically main troop combos in the game. Let's move on to the next question. Are you pushing in victory points? Now we're obviously assuming that you're quite high level anyway. If you're pushing in victory points nowadays, you're gonna need some ice statues, guys. You want to be able to defend as well as attack. So you really honestly will not need any resource rewards, you will not need anything. All you'll need: gunboat energy, health, damage, and probably recommend about 3 to 4 ice statues, guys. Yes, that's right, we need to defend our base. If we look at some top level players right now, let's have a look here. Let's see what the top level players are using. As you guys will see, a lot of ice statues boosted at all times. If you want to keep your victory points, you need it to make it hard for other players to attack your base. Defending is probably more important than attacking, guys. That is just the way it is at the top. You need ice statues. Obviously, if you're pushing for victory points as well, that's a different topic, but you probably will need to boost your ice statues almost constantly. So that's pretty much that. If you are heavily defensive player, you really do need ice statues. You just need ice statues, guys. If you're pushing for victory points, as simple as that. Get more ice statues than offensive statues. Okay, let's bring us on to the next one. How often do you boost? Now, if you're boosting, and boosting, I mean, are you boosting in terms of your basically gunboat energy? Now, if you're boosting an awful lot, basically, I'll do an attack right now for you guys while we're actually standing here. So basically, if you're boosting a really lot, guys, you're gonna definitely probably need, I recommend, a Power Stone Chance statue. Now, it's not necessary because I played a lot of the game without using any Power Stone Chance statue. I've just added one probably about a month ago, but they are not necessary, but they do help. If you're in a pretty heavy task force that they'll basically require you a lot to use a lot of gunboat energy, you will probably definitely need one of them. It's not key. Now, it's not priority. That's probably one of the last ones. If you are finding easy to attack and you can afford to lose a guardian statue, definitely recommend putting a gunboat not a gunboat, a Power Stone Chance statue in. Also, before we get on, Power Stone Chance statue, if you're going to basically set up for a really high victory point push, it's really good to set yourself maybe a month or a month and a half with a Power Stone Chance statue to build up a lot of gunboat energy, so then you can progress and get a lot of ice statues to basically be able to boost them up constantly. So it's really good for that. The next one is how active. Now, if you're really active on the game, you might not need too many ice. Assuming we're not pushing in victory points here, you might. Now, for high level players, I probably definitely don't recommend this, but using green statues. Now, green statues, so that's your basically resource reward, not resource reward, your resources earned and your gold. Now, these two particular ones are very popular for lower level players because it does help quite a lot, but for high level players, I just don't recommend it at all. It's just not good enough. You're better getting your resources through attacking, because there's so much loot in attacking for the top level players that you just don't need to wait. Just do a few battles and you'll get exactly the same resource rewards from waiting maybe a day or so. So definitely recommend the green statues. If you're lower, if you're higher, just get rid of them, guys. Just do not use green statues. So that's really it. It's for lower level players, green. High level players, just ignore them altogether. Just use them as ways to get gunboat energy. Now basically the next one is, how often do you upgrade your buildings? Now, this is a weird one. No matter what, we're assuming we're talking about resource reward statues here, guys. Now, resource reward statues, basically, no matter what stage you are at, except for maybe super high, coming on to nearly max, you can always take advantage of a resource reward statue. It means you don't need to play the game as much to get the loot. It means you can take advantage of Dr. Terror's daily. It means you basically, to get them really high tier upgrades, it makes life so much easier, guys. It's unbelievable. I do not stress this enough. If you wanted to progress the game in the fastest as possible, get yourself a good resource reward masterpiece. Mine's is 42. That's pretty good. I mean, I heavily recommend. This is probably one of the, you just have to get one, guys. Especially, look at some of these upgrades later on. Unless you're playing almost constantly and not losing your resources, look how much loot it takes to upgrade some of these stuff, guys. I mean, it's basically these landing crafts will take you ages to upgrade. I mean, there's so much loot required. You need basically boost one of your resource rewards and just basically take as much bases as you can. So that is pretty much it for all types of basically all types of statues, guys. I hope this kind of helped. You can experiment about. You really want to keep it sort of varied. I think I've went through every single statue here. This was kind of scripted a wee bit. I've just kind of went through in topics. This is kind of the first time I've ever did a video like this, talking for quite so long about a specific topic. Let me know what you guys think about it. There's going to be more videos soon as well. If you want to let me know if you guys want to see any other different topics, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be quite happy to let you guys in on a topic, and I'll do it. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoy the video. Please leave it a thumbs up if you are kind of happy for these kind of tips and tricks videos for Boom Beach. And that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys next time, tomorrow, for the next one. Goodbye.